this evening. We're excited to have you here with us. We're going to hear some music kind of from the whole school year. So this is a song we started in the fall and intended to perform at the fall concert, but it just kind of got put on the back burner and it just kept being in the folder but never performed. And so finally we worked it up for the spring concert, and they have a lot of fun with it. Normally for these processionals, I don't try to give like an intro or what it's about, but I think this one is unique in what it's about, and it's interesting to know that before you hear it. So it's a Haitian piece, and in the Haitian culture, the voodoo religion is fairly widely practiced, but not in a sort of dark way, the dark magic way, but in the way of connecting to spirits and ancestors, that we can sort of summon them and that they can be with us. And Papa Loco is the spirit of healing. So we're summoning Papa Loco to be with us, in community with us. And in that culture, in that practice, they believe that the singing and the dancing is what invites that spirit to be with them. So we're summoning Papa Loco.
Papillona, pote nouvelle.
Our next piece is called Esto Les Digo. It's written and sung in Spanish, and it is the Bible verse where two or three are gathered in my name, there I will be with you also. Our next piece is also sung in a foreign language. It's sung in Latin, and it's a Latin Mass text, the Ubi Caritas text, which is where charity and love are, God is also there, and God's love has gathered us into one. So Ubi Caritas, this is a contemporary setting just written a few years ago of that text.
Ubi
right. I told them I was going to keep this brief, but we'll see how this goes. So this is my time to just kind of give a brief recap of our year that we've had together. So we performed a fall concert in October, which is typical of our schedule. For some of them, it's the first time they get to put on the robe and the stool and sing in a concert, which is really exciting. It's always kind of fun to feel that energy. And then we move right into the all-state auditions are like the weekend after that fall concert. So if you auditioned for all-state, will you raise your hand? Give them a round of applause. That's right. And how about, I'm going to embarrass you, if you were selected for all-state, will you raise your hand? That's a very exciting accomplishment. And then right after that, we move into our Yuletide concert, which both of the next pieces are from that program. Unfortunately, in January, we were not able to travel to a choir competition in Wisconsin. It's January in Iowa, so you never know what weather you're going to get, and school was canceled that day, so we couldn't travel. But we were kind of preparing for that. And then during the spring season, even though it was kind of March, we really spent some time digging into the music that we performed for large group and for the spring concert. So we've kind of had all that at time together. That's the schedule of what we work on when, and then all of a sudden I say, hey, we need to bring that back out from October. Let's sing it. And they're like, what? We haven't done this in 5 months, but it comes back pretty quickly, so it's amazing. These next two pieces are, the first one is sung in German. It's a romantic kind of, I don't know what to call it. It's a romantic motet, and I always try to program at least one piece per year that's by a composer that's kind of a staple of music, Western music history, and Felix Mendelssohn is definitely that. So this is a Mendelssohn piece sung in German. It's called Heilig. One thing I forgot to mention about that one is we actually had a foreign exchange student from Germany at the high school this year that was able to join us and kind of critique or give some lessons on the German pronunciation. So that was a fun day to kind of hear from a native German speaker, you know, what does it sound like? Can you understand any of these words? And we were actually in a pretty good shape, so that was exciting. This final piece of this first half is called "The Word Was God." It's a more contemporary take on a spiritual. It is a spiritual, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily feel like it. But it has a lot of back and forth between different parts. They're always doing something different, but it seems like they're always connected. There's a lot of echo. Somebody sings something and then somebody else sings something. So it's called "The Word Was God." We're going to take a quick break, just let them get some water. If you guys need to get some water, get some air, and we'll be back in maybe 7 to 8 minutes. So.